What's up? Got a Twosun here. Twosun. Twosun. Matter of fact, I have a lot of Twosuns here. And a lot of new model Twosuns. And there's a reason for it. This is a newer model. I believe it's currently running. Whoo! Oily. Oily man. Well, let's get that oil off of there. I hate to use up my good towels for oily knives, because then when I'm trying to like clean satin blades or whatever, they don't work very well. So we'll make this my oily knife. How about it? Let's get that blade out. What do we got? This is a ts515 David Chin design in 14C 28-inch steel. Look at this tall flat grind blade. Wow. All right, well, I got most of the oily stuff off of it. So I'm going to package up. Let's get rid of that oily bag. I used to keep the oily bag, and then if I move the knife or whatever, I'd put it back in the oily bag, but now I'm just getting rid of the oily bag. I don't know. Do you care? Seemed like a lot of information about something nobody would really care about. Yeah, G10, steel liners, steel pocket clip, deep carry. It's got a recessed clip, but the screws are crowned. Lanyard hole. Back flipper. It's got jimping. And it's a liner lock. Centered blade. Back flipper only. Very snappy. Just to be sure. Yeah, it's steel. Never know. Sometimes, man, it's like, this thing's titanium. This is not titanium, it's steel. And man, is it oily. Like, just, this is a great example. You saw me wipe it all down, but look at all this oil, and it's just from squeezing it. Like, the oil is coming out. See that? And that's why I say, man, you gotta take them apart. You gotta get that oil out of there. Yuck. I'm gonna try to fail it. Yep. Be interesting if we clean that up. It's got full lockup, and what I mean is the whole liner is up over the edge of the blade. Total, it's 40% maybe lockup, but man, when that liner's all the way up over the blade, pretty confident that ain't going nowhere. No stick, very smooth. Yeah. Got the two-tone G10. Interesting. All right, well, let's get in it. Only because I'm in a hurry to get in it, because it's just, it's leaving an oil slick behind, man. It is oily man. T8s, and I believe the pocket clip screws are T8s on this one as well. Yeah. So unless you're going to get into, well, I don't even see that on this knife. I think it's T8s across the board. Yeah, there's not a T6 screw on the knife. I do need to pull that other screw from the pocket clip, though, because I must remove everything from the scales. Because on the backside, it is oily. I got to get all that oil out of there. So these aren't screwed in there, but I'm trying to loosen them up a little bit because the tolerances between the two holes is really exacting. There it is. So, these will push out, and then I can get this apart, get all that oil out. But I'm going to have to pull this other pocket clip screw here. Recess down in that G10, 2 screws. Pretty nice. I'm not going to adjust any, throwing stuff around. I am not going to adjust this knife in any way. I felt like the action was running really well. I did fail it, but I believe I only failed it because it hasn't run. It didn't feel stiff or bound up. Honestly, it felt really good. So I'm not going to mess with it. You can see here where they welded the orange and the black together. It's actually two separate pieces, and they fused that together right there. Exact same thing on this side. I mean, I don't hate the black and the orange. It's just awful loud for a pocket knife. You know, and who knows? I mean, maybe there's a half of us really dig a loud pocket knife, and half of us like flat black. You know, half of us like anodized titanium, and half of us would rather it just be bead blasted, stonewashed. Definitely a personal preference for me. All right. Had to step away for a second. The reason that I have so many of these new Twosuns is Timber's Edge got a whole big shipment of brand new Twosuns over there. And a bunch of them are new models. Pretty nice. So, at the time of this video, they may already have a bunch of them uploaded and for sale over there. I don't know, but I got my hands on the ones that are not in my current collection. So, I get to check out new Twosuns now. It's pretty awesome. It's like a dream come true, man. All right, all this is cleaned up. Let's do some reassembly. The pivot pin is locked in the show side scale, like so. Man, that was a lot of oil in there. Reversible pocket clip. You don't see that a lot on a Twosun. So that's a bonus. Lefty love. Now, I didn't say you never see it. So go easy, bro. All right. And it's crazy to take all that oil off and then put some back on. Isn't it? Kind of odd. Okay. This, I mean, it's a large knife. I'd be remiss to say that it was, you know, like a medium to large, because it most definitely is not that. It's a large knife. Ooh. And since I had to disassemble that pocket clip to deal with all that oil, I'm going to put a little tension on it. I mean, I have it out, so it doesn't make any sense to me to not. With that type of clip, it's got a smooth surface on the inside. I mean, I've dealt with endless of these types of clips, and this smooth, polished steel is never going to be hurt by having too much tension. So adding a little tension to that ain't hurting a thing. It's only going to help. Whoops. Did I forget to put the stop pin in? I could have swore I put it in there. But if I did, it fell out. Wasn't having none of that. Let's reset. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to wipe out this hole. This hole had a bunch of oil in it. Didn't like it. All right, let's try again. Second time is a charm. Yep. Let's put one of these in. No, that's the pocket clip screw. It's this one. There we go. And since I changed the geometry of that, I'm going to put the back screw in first. Yeah, I think I am. I put enough of a bend on it that might have to put the front one in first. I'm going to have to see which one's actually close, because they're both raised up now. The back one's definitely closer. Interesting. It's turning. I think I'm going to have to hold it. Yep, there we go. All right, let's put the other one in. I don't need to hold that no more. Yep, we're tight, tight, and tight. Okay. Can still feel it, but man, is it smooth. I mean, it's basically drop shut. It's a slight little bit of gravity, a little coaxing. I'm tempted to change it, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna leave it be. Because the reason I'm gonna leave it be is because it is running really well. It's very snappy. I mean, I think if I just really lay down on this flipper tab, I can fail it. But when it's running that good, I think I just leave it be. Yeah. I mean, I could lighten this up for sure. For sure, this is the culprit. Watch, I'll take the tension off of that. Let's see how free the blade is. Yeah, I mean, it's as free as can be. And there is a mountain of tension on this. I mean, I'm tempted to look. I think I'm going to look. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the relationship of the liner lock to the other side of the liner, and when it's locked up. So when it's locked up, the inside edge of this liner right here is lined up almost with the outside edge of the other side of the liner. So when I take this apart, if this is way over here, I can take some of that tension off of that, and this knife will function better. So that's what I'm looking for, and I'm gonna rip it apart. 3 screws and we're home. And we can look. I mean, so if you remember, I said it was just to the outside of that. And so when it's locked up, it's over there. So there, I mean, there's a little room for me, and it was off enough that I am going to adjust it. Not a lot, just a little. Tiniest little bit. I mean, it looks like I got about 1/8 of an inch in there. I took a little bit off of it. I don't want to take a lot, just a tiniest little bit, because I don't want to mess with the function of the knife as far as lockup goes. I want it to lock up solid. I'm going to leave the pocket clip off, but I am going to put this other back screw in. Balance out the tightness from the front and the back of the scales. History has proven that if I just do this and I don't do this, it can not be balanced, and then when I get the back one in, it changes it. Yeah, see, now it's fall shut. Got that thing out of the way. Now I don't know if there's enough detent for it to not fail. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, but it's markedly improved, and this is way easier to function. Let's make sure it's still locking up good. Yeah, it's tight there. Yeah, buddy. Very nice. All right, well, let's, I'm going to put this back together. I'll be right back. Okay, completely reassembled. Let's run that action. Center blade. The lock functions perfectly. It's much easier to disengage that, and very smooth now. I mean, it needed a tiny little adjustment. It really did. It was a little too tight. And with this action, this is maybe slightly lowered, but not much, if at all. And then just the tiniest little scallop angle on the liner side, the lock side alone. And so it's definitely lowered, because when I come in here, I can catch that. So it's lowered a little bit, but man, taking the tension off of that has made that so much better functioning. Yeah, it's much better. If I had, let's see, not that if I had to, but if I rate this action, what am I going to say? I mean, it's A minus. It's solid. It's wonderful budget action, and it's a 14C knife. I mean, so when I say budget, I mean, it's got a great steel, nice G10 scale. So let's talk about the ergonomics. It's got good jimping here. It's not combat jimping. You can press down and push past it. It's got a nice finger guard developed by the flipper tab. So not so confident, very confident. And I mean, this knife's just going to go whoop past confident up towards very confident. Really locked in grip. Big handles. Big. They're thick and big. And so this is a full-size grip. This is if you have small hands, you may not like this knife, because it's big in the hand. It's a girthy piece. Yeah, this is a great grip here. This reverse, I'm still finger guarded here, and 100% I can back up here. Cap it with the thumb. Nice Pakal grip, in tight. Yep, very good defensive posture with this piece. Wonderful. Yep. I mean, I like the ergonomics. Let's check the pocket clip. Pocket clip. I mean, yeah, wonderful. Completely disappears in pocket. And that's, I mean, it is a big knife that just goes away. Whoop, it's got a pocket clip. And yet, underneath all that is this mountain of a piece right here. It's not extra large, but it's definitely a large knife. My spot in the back pocket, it's wonderful. Yep, great retention on the pocket clip. Easy one hand in, one hand out. Safety, can we get that blade? Can I pet that doggy? Oh, I mean, I'm just touching the tip of that blade. Now, if this was down in my front pocket like this and I reached in there, I can get that tip. Yeah, so I mean, the clip's good. I can get the tip, and the very back edge of that blade right there, I can touch it. So if I put my finger down, boop, I'm touching it. Yep. How sharp is that 14C? Is that legit stuff? Is it sharpened? Come on, man. We know it is, right? Yeah, crazy sharp. Crazy sharp. Yep. Beautiful satin finish on this 14C. Love it. Gorgeous blade. 100% budget piece. This is a ts515 G10 steel liners, 14C 28N, and it's a big, well gripped. I mean, it's comfortable in hand. It's a big knife. Nice thick stock. I mean, this would be a good work knife. No question about it. Definitely capable, big, girthy, solid. What about price? So when I say budget knife, these are going to list right around $40. And that's 14C G10, big, fully capable knife. And with the discount, 10% discount at Timber's Edge Knife, you can get this knife down around $36. Yeah, come on. Under $40. Pretty cool knife for that. Twosun TS515. Appreciate y'all watching.